What is going on? Hello everyone, it's Leo and it's time to talk about episode 19 from Matadon PreCure. And I don't know what to say. This was supposed to be one of the funniest episodes of the season, and the thing is, every time I was laughing, I felt like I was laughing with guilt, because we know, or we thought we knew what happened, because I still feel a little confused as to what went down. And we knew what happened. We know what is going on with Matadon and Putun, or we thought we knew, or I thought I knew, because right now I don't know what I know anymore. And Uta, Nana, and Kokoro, they don't know. So for them, it's a little sad because we know the truth. They don't. So they are still living like their chaotic lives and having a lot of fun. And I'm like, girl, should I be laughing with them, knowing what is to come? But this episode was so funny that I could not hold back. I could not hold back. So the episode starts with Zukun and Kiss running away and the other three going after them. And it's so funny because when they arrive in that little forest, we just see Matadon and Putun flying away. And the three of them are like, oh my God, we can't get to them. And Kyun makes a very good comment. Oh, they're so mysterious, and that makes them more interesting. I think whenever we have mysterious characters like them, it makes it even better. And usually the PreCure mysteries, they unless it's the mystery of the last boss and the main plot of a season, they get resolved very fast. This time around, we're dealing with something that we're still coming until episode 17. So we have 17, 18, 19. We're going to have more episodes for the mystery to be complete, for the figure to be complete, and for us to understand what really is going on. And I am still very confused, but I am loving the mystery, and I'm loving that they're not giving us the straight away answers, even though it's making me, and I know lots of you, suffer week by week. And so the girls are very curious about Zukun. We have Uta drawing Zukun in her house, and girl, she's a better drawer than me. She can draw better than me. That's for sure. But she's also wondering about Putun and Matadon in Kiraki Land. In Kiraki Land? Yes, they are in Kiraki Land. And they're trying to understand why they're taking so long. And Kokoro makes a very funny comment. It was supposed to be very funny, obviously, and I love Putun's voice acting at that moment. But I don't like the Afro joke. I really don't like that. Especially when it came with Tanaka, it made it even worse. So, no, I'm sorry. That was supposed to be a very funny scene. And I love Kyun's inclusion. I love how she was saying, like, oh my God, my heart is going a little bit Kyun while thinking about it. But it was on an expense of a joke that I don't like. And so we have a new scenario in which we have a little journalist who is trying, by the way, broom, broom, broom. I love that. That was so cute. And that journalist is part of a publication, a magazine publication that talks about artists, and they make lots of different articles. They even talked about the idol PreCures before, and now they're going after Zukun and Kiss, because the difference here is that the idol PreCures, they have done more activities, not only the stage performances. They have appeared in commercials, they have done events, performances, and such. So the Zukun Kiss duo, they know nothing about them, only the performance. So it's a little weird, right? So they want to go after, and we get to know this journalist. I really, really like this character. There was a scene that we could see the character with some red kiraki lights, not red kiraki lights, red kira around her. And I was like, girl, is she going to be a red cure this season? Obviously not, but, just joking. And we had so many funny scenes, especially when she was thinking about, oh, there was a monster that was called Katinda in that event, wasn't there? And the girls were like, and the faces that they were making, they were so good. Oh my God, they were so good. I love those faces so much. They were so funny. They're like, oh, monsters. And the girls were like tense. And then, oh, do you think they were monsters? And they said no with their faces. And she's like, okay, yeah, probably not really monsters, right? And they were like, yes. That was so funny. That was so good. Like, that is peak comedy to me. You and I can really make the comedy work every single time, or most times. And so the girls started thinking that there is a possibility that Zukyun and Kiss are able to transform. Since they are PreCures, they're able to transform just like them. And since they are able to transform, if the journalists discover their identities, it's going to be a problem because they cannot share their identities. This is something that the queen told them. So this is shocking. They cannot do that. And that was another very, very funny scene because the girls started freaking out with the idea of someone else discovering possible identities of other PreCures and their identities also be getting blown up and everything else. And I liked it. I like it so much because the voice of reason in this show is Kokoro. It's funny because usually the voice of reason in PreCure is the more calm and intelligent character, which is Nana in this season. But it's not her, the voice of reason here. I feel like she has some screws loose as well. But the voice of reason is Kokoro. Kokoro was the one to say, like, they were all freaking out and Kokoro was like, why did it take so long for us to think that Zukyun and Kiss are cures like us and they transform like us? Like, they have other identities. Like, come on, girls. You should have known better. It took them 3 episodes to get into this conclusion. And, you know, usually in an anime, this is not something they would think about. Like, oh, why didn't we think about it earlier? But I like that we have Kokoro bringing this up in this episode. It was amazing. And so they think, okay, so we have the journalist searching on one side, and then we have to search on the other side because we have to find it first. And then they go on to imagine how we have the possible visual of Zukyun created by Uta. And it's a very crazy visual, very bold visual, let's put it like this. And at the same time, we start seeing a little bit more of Putun flying around, and Matadon is almost always together with Putun. And there's something different about Putun. Her ribbon is now non-colored anymore. I was going to say black and white, but it's not really. I mean, it is black and white, but black and white is Zukyun and Kiss. Let's put it like this. Putudun's ribbon is now like stone-like. It's like a stone. And I mean, we don't really know what that means. We kind of do later on, but at that point, we don't know. But there's something different about Putun. And Putun is just wandering in town, and Matadon is with her. And when Putun is flying around, Matadon's dialogues are a little weird because I thought that Matadon gave up her feelings for Putun in the sacrifice. And now I'm so confused if she actually did. I am very confused if she did, because the way Matadon deals with Putun when they are fairies, it's almost the same. Not with the same intensity, but it's still there. Oh, Netama. Netama is still there. I thought Netama was gone and it was just Onesama now, but it's not. It's Netama. And Netama, the way she is overprotective of Putun, but I'm going to get there. And so Putun is like, she wants to wander around. Matadon does not let her. And she's like, oh, I'm hungry. Oh, I'm going to get something to eat. And then she goes and leaves Putun by herself. The thing is that, why is Matadon so protective of... Let's discuss about that later, because there's so much to say about it. And then we have another scene that is supposed to be funny, and we have this person who is dressed just like the description of Uta. And when we get to see, it's not actually a girl, a teenager, or a school student. It is actually a very big diva. Is it a drag queen? We don't really know the identity of that person, but I just have to say that person is slay. Girl, that makeup, perfection. Perfection. I just don't know if that scene was trying to be funny. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just felt like, okay, to me it's a diva, but are they playing it for fun only? I don't know. I don't know, so I'm not gonna go over on that much. And the journalist was not able to find the so-called Kurizukyun because that diva did not know who Kurizukyun was. I mean, they are probably an Ayumi Hamasaki fan, just like me. And so they know bigger divas, okay? And so we get to the villains. Team Chokiri is now only comprised of Zakuri and Chokirine. And Zakuri is watching the performance of the two Cures, Kurizukyun and Cure Kiss. And Chokirine is like, oh, you're not willing to hide them from me like Cuddy did. So she knew that Cuddy was watching the videos. She just didn't do anything about it. And Zakuri says that it's because he is not able to have his heart captured like Cuddy was. And I think, at least that's how I feel, I think Zakuri is telling the truth. He's not captured by the power of idols like Cuddy was. He's been watching the performances over and over again. And, you know, it just doesn't really seem to capture him at all as an idol should. Like Cuddy was captured, like Cure Idol is captured now by Zukyun. So what really is, like, what is he really trying to do here? And what is going to be his setback? Because what got him was the emotional story from Kokoro with her mom in Kokoro's Mother's Day episode. That was the only time he showed a little bit of humanity, a little bit of heart. So maybe after he sees an emotional story blossoming, something will happen to him. And I hope it's fast, because I hope a new twist happens with Team Chokiri, because I don't want Team Chokiri to be just those two for a long time. And now, before we go on, since we're talking about Zukyun Kiss, a duo, it is time to talk about an idol duo in today's Idol Corner. Since today is the debut of a new duo, Zukyun Kiss, it's time for a duo in Idol Corner. Reirie. Reirie is an idol duo that debuted in 2023. Comprised of Rei and Rie, their names creating the name of the group, the two members were originally from Lady Baby. They graduated from this idol unit in 2020 and spent time doing other activities before forming Reirie. The two of them have a very outrageous sense of fashion that can be seen in their music videos and social media. The songs bring lots of different electronic beats and are very diverse, each release showcasing a different side of them. Since they're a very close duo, if you understand what I mean, it was the perfect opportunity to bring them here to celebrate Zukyun Kiss. For you to get to know Reirie, listen to these songs: Ruler Ruler, Silly Garden, Faint Light, and my personal favorite, Marionette. I love Reirie. They are so fashionable. I love them. And their songs are really good too. Go listen to them. And so we get to a point in which Uta has a different idea. She is going to search, kind of like the journalist did, but now with the camera, because we need some product placement here. And so she starts, going around with the camera, and she starts taking pictures. And in one of the pictures, she sees Purirun, and it's very nice that the complete change of tone in the episode here. She gets Purirun, and when she goes after Purirun, the other girls go run after her as well. And it's nice that they notice the color of the sky, and Nan and Kokoro say to each other, oh, look at the sky. Is it a Kureyaminda? Because they do not have Purirun around to tell them that a Kureyaminda is coming. And so they run, and then they find Purirun. And then the three of them are looking at Purirun, and Matadon sees them. Purirun did not see them. And then Matadon sees them, but Matadon kind of ignores. And when Purirun sees the Kureyaminda, Purirun calls to Matadon, and they transform. And here we have the beautiful transformation of Kurizukyun and Cure Kiss. And I think there is a little bit of a debate if they're going to have human forms or not. I believe they will, but so far there is absolutely no reason for them to have a human form. They are very disconnected from Hanamichi Town, They just have to wander around and fight the way they are now. And so they don't need a human form at all. But later down the road, maybe they will. And the human forms that we see, they are stunning. And then while they are watching the fight, the girls are shocked over the fact that we have here those two fairies that are now cures. They are completely shocked. I love Kokoro's scene in that moment. And I also like that the trio did not need to transform in this episode at all. So they're completely shocked. And then we have a moment of action. And the action barely existed. The only thing that they did was jump. And then Zukyun Bazooka. And I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Zukyun and Kiss, they deserve a good fighting scene because they did not get one yet. We want to see them fighting. We want to see them in action. Come on. And then Uta is super excited and she's curious to know how they became cures. And here is where we start seeing and understanding a little bit more on what happened in Kiraki Land in episode 17. Both Putun and Matadon were there, and we have in today's episode, we have Cure Kiss coming to Zukyun and she said, well, that happened. And then she remembers what went down in Kiraki Land. Both of them were talking about the Heart Kirari Lock, and the Heart Kirari Lock granted their wish. And in here, things start getting very confusing. In episode 17, we learned that the Heart Kirari Lock will take what's most important from you. And for Purirun, it is her memories with Uta and the idol PreCures in general. So all of the story from Purirun since the first episode of You and Idol. And for Matadon, she says it's a secret, but for us it's clear. It's her feelings towards Purirun. But right now, we don't really know if Matadon sacrificed her feelings. Did she need to sacrifice her feelings? Because when they were transforming, we see that both ribbons appear and they become the ribbons that they are going to use in the transformation. And the spoons that Uta gave them become the microphone. And so they have now the possibility of becoming cures. And after they have their items, they also transform for the first time in Kiraki Land, right before they come in episode 17, right? And so we see a little bit of what happened. And we for sure know that Purirun gave away her memories because her bow, her ribbon, is now a stone. At the same time, we thought that Matadon has given her emotions. But right now, we don't know because after we see the transformation, we see Cure Kiss saying that her sister's wish is her wish. Her sister's needs are her needs. Her sister's power is her power. So when she says, her power is my power, does she mean her sacrifice has powered me up? Is that what she means? Or did she have to sacrifice it as well to become Cure Kiss together with Purirun? And then when they're both running towards the Kurayaminda, she thinks in a very poetic language. I love it. This is the path we chose. This is the path of us both running together. But then when she looks to the side, Zukyun is running faster than her, meaning that this path that they chose to be together might not be as together as she thinks it's going to be. That was also a scene that I felt was very smart. So right now, I am very confused as to Matadon's sacrifice. But then we have the performance. They both perform and defeat the Kurayaminda, and then they give an interview to the journalist. And then we have the Heartbreak. After the interview, both Zukyun and Kiss transform. And now it is clear. Purirun and Matadon are Zukyun and Kiss. Uta, Nana, and Kokoro finally learn their identities. The sun is setting, and it's a beautiful setting. but it's also a heartbreaking setting. Because as I said in the beginning, I was having fun with this episode, but I was feeling guilty because I knew the heartbreak would eventually come. And here it is. The heartbreak is here. Purirun's memories are gone, and Uta, Nana, and Kokoro, they learn it. They discover it the worst way possible. Uta is super happy that Kirizukyun is Purirun, so she hugs Purirun very tightly. But Purirun does not understand what's going on. Purirun is happy because she's getting to meet someone new, but she doesn't understand. How does she know us? What is going on? And Purirun is like, I don't know what you're talking about. Who are you? And that is the ultimate shock to them. And the episode was showcasing their faces in very funny, cartoony expressions. At this moment, it wasn't. It was a serious expression. They toned down the comedy because we're talking about something else. The girls finally learned, and Uta finally learned, that Purirun does not know who she is anymore. But there is someone else in this equation who is Matadon. And Matadon was not looking at them. She had her back turned to the girls. She was not looking at them at all. And Nana asked Matadon, Matadon, what do you have to say about what's going on? And Matadon just looked like side-eyed. I have nothing to say. She gets Purirun and she leaves. And that was it. So, okay. At first, I thought that Purirun gave up her memories and Matadon gave up her feelings. Right now, I don't know if Matadon gave up her feelings or not. I feel like the Matadon we see now is not exactly the same Matadon that we saw before. The other Matadon that we saw before is a psycho. And today's Matadon is very lucid, centered in her attitudes. But at the same time, she still treats Purirun and she still protects Purirun a lot. She's always shielding Purirun. What is she shielding Purirun from? Is she trying to keep Purirun all to herself because of her crazy love for Purirun? Maybe the sacrifice was to intensify her love and make her even more obsessed than before? Or is she trying to protect Purirun from Uta and the others because she needs for Purirun not to remember? And she knows that. And that is hard for her and that is painful for her. And that is why she's not able to look the girls in the face. Because she knows that she is doing something that is ultimately not good for Purirun. But maybe to keep Purirun's wish of protecting her idol, she needs to do that. Maybe she needs to keep Purirun away from the girls because the memories cannot return. We don't know enough about the Heart Kirari lock to say, oh, this, and that are the rules of the power that the Heart Kirari lock gave them. We know it comes with a sacrifice, and the queen told them not to use it. But they did use it. So now they're dealing with the consequences. And for Purirun, it's one thing because Purirun does not have her memories, but Matadon remembers everything. Maybe she does not have the love that she had for Purirun before, but she knows that she has to protect Purirun's feelings and Purirun's wish. And when she says Purirun's wish is also my wish, maybe that's because she needs to stand by what Purirun has asked for the Heart Kirari lock. And she needs to do something that is not right to make the power still working. Or is she doing it out of love, out of her twisted sense of love, wanting Purirun all to herself? What do you think? Please help me piece it together. We're definitely getting the answer. Maybe not now. I mean, clearly not today, but in the future. Maybe not next week either. I don't know when, But what is going on? Oh my God. Oh, it's so tough. What are you doing? Please tell me. What are you doing? What is going on with you? Oh my God, Matadon. Anyways, babies, I am loving this mystery. What a pain it's being. So, just have to say thank you to the members of the Magical Cinnamon channel. If you're a member, thank you very much for your support. And if you've watched up to now, thank you so much as well. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye-bye!